Hello and welcome to the Budget Timekeeper. So today I'm going to give you my research for the last few weeks on how to buy an HMT watch. And I'm not just giving you some information. I have actually bought 3 watches. I got the third one today. I've ordered them from 3 different sources. There's a 4th one on the way as well. So I'll try and make that as well. I'll make a separate sort of unboxing first impressions type video of all the watches. I have made one for one already. Now, before I get into the video, I have a request. Please try to watch the whole video in its entirety. It might be long, but it'll save you a lot of time. I'm talking weeks maybe, because there's a lot going on here that you need to understand. And if you just blindly rush and buy these watches, you may not get what you were looking for, and you may end up paying a lot of money. There's a lot of things happening here. So with that being said, let's start. Now, first thing I would like to say is, before you buy these HMT watches, these mechanical hand wind watches, set a budget, like a really tight budget. HMT mechanical watches were made with the intention of providing mechanical watches to the masses. HMT made about 115 million watches in the time since they were making watches. I think they started in the early 60s. The factory started in the 50s in collaboration with Citizen. I think they started their first watch in 61, and they have been making watches since. Now, they stopped making the mechanical watches in 2013, and now what you see here on this website is basically old stock and old parts put together and sold to the masses. They have moved on from the mechanical watches in a way, if you will, and they're making more quartz and automatic pieces. So keep that in mind. Now, with that being said, if you are looking to buy a mechanical hand wind watch, your first place would be the HMT website itself. So hmtwatches.in. Go to this page here. I'll put all the links below. Click on the watches section and go into the mechanical. So you have quartz, automatic, and mechanical. So here in the mechanical section, I'll show you what we have. So these are all the watches available to us for men and for women. Now, like I said, if you are new to this HMT thing, put a tight budget. I would recommend maximum 3,000. That is what I started with, and I'm really glad I set the bar so low, because look what the prices are here. So you have the HMT Sona, HMT Jhalak, this is in the black dial, Karna, Shilpa, this is for the ladies, Karna again in the white stainless steel, Jhalak, Karna again in the black, Prabal, Gagan, Kapila, these 3 are for ladies, Sudeep, Kapila is again a ladies watch, and then Sona, 2 variants, white and gold. Now look at the prices, nearly 10,000 for this, 10,000 for this, 6750 here, 6750 here, 7350, 9650, 10,100, 96, and so on. You'll see the ladies watches are not priced as much, even though these are also mechanical hand wind. So the reason for this is there has been a recent demand, resurgence of demand for these watches, and as a result they seem to have jacked up the prices. I have seen videos on YouTube a couple of years old where people have bought these watches for about 4,000. So they have more than doubled the prices just like that. And like I said, they haven't been making, the factory shut down I think in 2013 or maybe 2016, I'm not 100% sure. So these watches are assembled for them by someone else using whatever parts were left over, and now they're selling because there is a bit of a hype here. Now the problem here is these are not the best watches that they have made. Let's just have a look at this one, for example. So Sona, nice looking watch. I have one of these, but again I'll explain more later. So if you see here, case material is brass, size is again traditional, that's all right, but 9,800 for a brass cased watch, this is, I think, ridiculous in my opinion, because we are a little bit more sentimental about HMT, so we try to sort of overlook these things. But 10,000 will get you a very nice watch with stainless steel, maybe even sapphire glass and stuff like that. Now if you look into the automatic section here, you have quite a few interesting watches. Now, personally, if you are going to buy from HMT directly, I would say honestly just get an automatic. Like for me, okay, I'll explain why I bought these watches. For me, the number one thing was the hand wind movement. Second thing was the vintage looks. And the third thing was the brand HMT. So in order of priority. So this one here, you get the vintage looks, you get the brand, but you're not paying a premium for hand wind. There's also this plot twist here that the ladies' watches are very cheap. So if you're looking to buy watches for your female family members, these are good options. Have a look at this one, a Deepti DLX yellow, 1850. You can see stainless steel case, and it's got the proper proportions. It's a hand wind, and it's only 1850, stainless steel as well. Why? Probably because there isn't much demand. It's all the men who are trying to buy all these automatic and mechanical watches. So this is a nice thing. And if you go into the quartz section, again, you get very affordable pieces. I know, like I said, the main charm of these is the mechanical hand wind. So this is your first option. If you don't want to get into too much hassle, you just want a brand new mechanical HMT watch, then unfortunately you'll have to pay way too much than these watches deserve, in my opinion, and just get one of these. It'll make your life a lot easier. Now, having said that, let's move on to how I bought the watches, because I did not buy my watch here. I did buy a quartz watch here because I want to see what these quartz are like, and hopefully in the future I might even buy an automatic, because some of them do have vintage looks which I like. So for example, these Kanchan and Kedar, price is okay, 7,000 is okay in my opinion. Just make sure to check if they are stainless steel cases or brass cases, things like that. So these are okay, again okay. This one here, very traditional classic vintage look here. Kedar is again, this one NAS 12 again. These are very good, and I may consider them because the price isn't so bad. 7,000 for a mechanical isn't too bad in my opinion. I mean automatic. So this is part one, where to buy the HMT. You'll get original watch. Quality isn't the best from what I've heard from a lot of people, but at least you have the option here, even if you're paying a lot more than you should. Now we move on to option 2, and I have bought a watch from this website. So I searched online, and this seller has an Instagram presence, and they also had a website. So I looked around and decided to buy a watch from there. They don't have a lot of watches. They seem to sell antiques. I think they're called Stone Age antiques or something like that. And they have a decent online presence, and they also sell some watches, used watches, new old stock, stuff like that. So I had a look. These are the watches they have available, and if you recall, this is the watch I bought. Now I don't know if they have more of this in stock or if they failed to update the website, because it does look like a small scale operation. It's not like a big e-commerce site. So I bought the watch here. They have a few other watches. You can see here modified HMT. So this is not fully original. This is a modified. This one, it says HMT gray dial mechanical watch. Let's have a look at this one. So 2750 HMT Kohinoor gray dial unused old stock hand winding watch. Again, it's hard to, like, for me to be 100% sure just by looking at pictures if it's a fully original or not, but it looks very similar to what I've seen. The font looks okay. Normally they have this here, but again, even the aftermarket ones have that, but it looks good. And I have bought a watch from these guys, and I found it to be very, very good. I'm really loving it. So where is it? The one I got, this one came in a nice box. You saw the video. Watch looks stunning on the wrist as well, works flawlessly. It's even keeping great time, like I'm losing maybe 20 seconds in 24 hours. So overall, very happy. Nice strap. In fact, this looks so good, I went to like my local watch shop to look for straps, and the shopkeeper asked me if I had this chromed or something. I said no, this is a new one I just bought. So I think the price is also reasonable. Like I said, my tight budget was 3,000 max. So this was under that, and I thought, okay, I'll have a look. I'll give it a try. Even if it isn't what it seems, at least I'm not spending too much money. So the experience with these guys was excellent for me. I got in touch with them on WhatsApp, and I said I'm interested in this watch. how do I place an order? They said you can send the money via Paytm. They send me their details, I send the money. They said it will take 2-3 days to make sure the watch is working perfectly. So they said they'll wind it up and keep it running for 2-3 days, and once they're happy, they'll send it over. After that, they sent me the receipt for the courier, like the tracking number, and a week later I had the watch in my hand. So overall, very satisfied with the experience. I would suggest, if you are interested, have a chat with these guys, see if you're happy. My experience was very good. Again, I did not know about these people before I started searching for HMT watches. Again, I am just a buyer, no connections to any of these people mentioned here. So very happy with this one. I may consider more watches from them if they have some new stock coming in the future. Prices seem reasonable, and yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of options here. As you can see, they have this used Moria. I did buy another one of this Moria from another source, which I'll reveal later in this video. So yeah, have a look. This one looks good if you like the gray, but it's a bit too simple for me. But yeah, you can get in touch with them, ask them for more stuff, get some more information if you want, all of that. Now let's move on to the third option. Now this is the third option here, and I have bought a watch from them as well, the HMT Sona. Now these guys, they seem to sell a lot of stuff, vintage watches. They buy and sell watches, so people sell their own watches which they sort of clean it up and sell again. So they're not just about HMTs, they also have other things I think they are selling here. So if you go in here, Jordan watches, and you go to vintage or pre-owned, go into the, where is HMT here. As you can see, they are selling a lot of different brands as well. HMT seems to be just one of them. Did I click? Okay, so you can see some of them have been sold out. Let's just filter out the ones in stock. So here, what I've noticed based on my little experience, most of these seem to be aftermarket based on the dials and the looks. So I bought this one here. It's still here. Again, I don't know if they have more than one or if they forgot to update this, because I just got this watch today. There's one here, there's one here. Most of these, I'm almost sure they are aftermarket dials. But the thing is, even aftermarket watches are more expensive than these. Usually this is a quartz. This looks like an original piece, but it's very badly beaten up. I'll just zoom in to show you. So if you see here, you can see a lot of scratches and marks here on the case. For me, case being roughed up is not an issue as long as the dial is clean. Dial looks okay. I can't really say based on this. It might be okay. It looks genuine to me, but I've not come across this Aditya model a lot. And again, hands also don't look in good shape. So yeah, I think this is original, but it might be a bit too beaten up in my opinion. So these are some of the watches here. Now, like I said, I bought this one for $14.49, and the reason for that is I've seen aftermarket versions of these as well, and they are not this cheap, even if this is aftermarket. And in fact, one more bonus thing I want to mention, they even sent me a spare leather strap for this watch for $14.50. So I'm getting a great deal, and it is a mechanical watch. It looks very much like the original thing. Again, I'm just guessing, maybe I got really lucky and got an original, but at this price I am expecting it to be an aftermarket dial. But everything else looks very good. The strap is very nice as well. Yeah, very close to the original, and a very elegant watch as well. So these guys, they had the same thing with their used watches. Once you make the payment, they take a few days to test the watch, make sure it's running, and then they send it to you. This one took a little longer to arrive because they used India Post, and something got messed up with my address on the label. I think it got rubbed off the postcode, so it took a couple of days extra for the post to arrive, and plus it was India Post. So otherwise, again, this was a pretty good experience. I made the payment, and initially they sent me a receipt and an email saying we got your order and we'll process it. I did not hear back from them for a few days, so I sent them a WhatsApp message asking what's happening, and they said it's normal procedure, we are testing the watch and then we'll send it out. So maybe we are used to the e-commerce websites, Amazon and other places, where we get constant updates. So maybe that was the reason why I was a little unsure. And also this was like the first time using this site, so I was a little unsure about that. But at the end of the day, I got a decent watch for very little money, in my opinion, and I'm very happy with the end result. So this is the third place. I would happily check them out again if there is something interesting. At the moment, I don't see anything that's interesting. Few aftermarket pieces, perhaps. This one is a coarse one. This one, like I said, is a bit beaten up. If I see something that looks more original to me, I may consider it, but at the moment I'm happy with what we have here. These two look the best to me. So this is the third option, and now on to the fourth option, which is kind of a big deal. Now on to our fourth option here, and I've also bought a watch from here, and this is a little bit weird. I don't know how to go about this one, because these are Facebook groups of HMT enthusiasts, collectors, sellers, and people like that. So it's a direct one-to-one connection with the people involved here, and you are basically buying at your own risk, I suppose. What I've noticed here is initially don't jump in and buy a watch from just randomly anyone. Take your time and figure out who are the more sort of reliable, trustworthy people, who are people who describe their watches properly, who are the people who are friendly to talk to, and who are people who are charging reasonable amounts for their watches, because there are some who are asking a lot of money for even aftermarket products. Some of them are kind of rude. I had a conversation with a guy. I asked him for a few photos and stuff for the watches, kept asking him several watches, and at the end he got annoyed because I wasn't buying off him. So that mentality, I don't tolerate that. I said, okay, good luck, I'm out. Because if people expect me to just hand over the money just because they put up a picture of a watch, I'm going to ask a few questions. I'm not just going to say, all right, sir, I'd like your watch. Where do I send the money? That's not how it works. But here are the two groups here. We have HMT watch enthusiasts and HMT watches. I'll put links below. Join up, spend some time, like don't buy immediately. I think I've spent like almost a week, maybe more than a week before I even made a purchase. And I'll tell you who I bought the watch from and who are the people I think look reasonable. So in here you have people talking about watches, you know, putting up pictures of their nice watches and things like that. Now if you go into the buy and sell section, you have posts with buy and sell on this group. This is the more active group, so you have somebody selling strap here, more straps here, janta here. Now when you see these watches, check the pictures, zoom in a bit, you can see the prices here. Posting for sale today are nice examples of Deepak, Vikas, Nataraj. Neat condition, working well. Now when you look at this watch, let's say you are interested in, I guess, the Nataraj 1650, 1500, okay, so good price, I think. Now what you need to do is search online and confirm if this is the original watch or not. If this is aftermarket, you can just ask them, like send them a message and say, hello, is this available? Is this fully original? What is the condition? How is the timekeeping? Could you send me some more pictures? And don't rush in, don't get bullied if they get annoyed or something, because it's your money. Take your time. Most of them are understanding, most of them are reasonable. They will share pictures, maybe even videos. Most of them I've talked to, they've sent pictures and stuff, and I said, okay, thank you sir for the information, I'll let you know if I'm interested. I'm looking at other watches, whatever. So check the condition of the watch, get a zoom and see what it's like, how the condition is. Now for me personally, I want the dial to be clean. I can manage with a few scratches on the glass or the case, and the strap can be changed easily. For the watch to be original, in my opinion, it needs to have original movement, original hands and dial, original case, and original case back. So those things will make it original for me. Now if somebody changes the glass, not a big deal in my opinion. These are like, most of them have the acrylic crystal, the domed acrylic. So that can be changed quite easily. It can also be cleaned with polywatch. So yeah, depending on your price range, you can look around. So 1500 for this, I think seems reasonable. Do a little bit of research. You can also just take a picture and ask within the group if this is a genuine one, and people will be happy to tell you if this is original or not, what they think it is. Because most of these watches, as you can expect, people did not keep the receipts and all the documentation if they bought it 20 years ago. I mean, nobody does. So you can't expect them to show you exact proof that this is original, bought in 1992 and blah blah blah. So yeah, keep that in mind. So then you have some regular contributors. You see here top contributor. I've seen this person sell a lot of their watches. They are downsizing, getting rid of their collection. So they have had some quality pieces. You can see here all of them have sold. Then you have somebody selling this Tariq for 2200. Looks very good condition. Look at the pictures back. Now, of course, some of them will mention if there are things that are aftermarket. For example, they might say aftermarket dial, aftermarket hands or something. Just make sure to double check if originality is very important to you. For me personally, it's not that big a deal. Unless I'm paying a lot of money, then I would like it to be original. But if I'm paying very little money, then I can live with a few things not being original. Because for me, like I said, main thing is the mechanical movement, and 99% of the time the mechanical movement will be original, or even if it isn't, it's serviced or something refurbished, it will still be the HMT hand wind movement, the 0231 that they have, because there's nothing else cheaper apart from maybe quartz. So yeah, so for example, another one here, you can see they have 8 watches listed, 1, 3, 6 have sold, and they have a few more available. You can have a look. They have some nice pictures. 4250, this one has sold. This is very similar to what I have. They're asking 3750, again looks in very good condition. Pilot, is this sold? This is sold. Another Pilot here, black dial, blue text, black leather strap. Yeah, this is the one. So they're selling it for 2650. This is a classic design. Now, by the way, I forgot to mention, there are 3 or 4 very popular models that might be more expensive if you are buying from Facebook and other places. Is the Janta, Pilot, and Kohinoor. And especially with the newer colors like the Tiffany blue and those style of things, they tend to be a little more expensive. If you look for other models of watches, they might be cheaper. Like the HMT Moria that I got, that one was very affordable for me and in very good condition, because again, this was probably not one of the hyped models, but I'm very happy. So you can see here they have well written descriptions of their watches, and yeah, also they're in Bengaluru, so if I'm interested, I might consider these posts for myself. I have bought few now, so I'll probably not buy anything immediately, but in the future I may consider them. So somebody is selling their mint brand new watch even with the stickers on. You can see here the blue Pilot, selling my blue Pilot is red. Okay, so they have more pictures. There's a blue one here as well. 8,000, and they've already sold it. So this is what I showed you about hype. These watches were not that expensive a few years ago, even directly from the website, but now they are, because they're rarer, they come and they sell quickly, and the new collectors are interested in a handful of models like the Pilot, Kohinoor, Janta, so they rush and buy these even at premium prices. So 8,000, it's sold. Now let's get to this here, because this is the person I bought the Moria from, and my experience was very good with them. So they're selling another watch here. This is the HMT Trishul, and this is 2390 including shipping charges. Condition like new. Okay, some terms that you need to understand. If you're new, NOS means new old stock, AM means aftermarket. Couple of these terms are important. So let's have a look at the pictures here. Trishul. Now Trishul, if you're outside India, if you don't know what Trishul means trident. And trident, as you know, has like this 3-pronged fork thing. And if you see the 12 o'clock, it reflects that. The third one is a little lower. So a nice little touch. So yeah, looks very good. I think this might be, I'm not sure if this is domed acrylic or mineral, because the watch I got from him had mineral. So again, I can't speak for all the people here on the groups, but I can speak for him. He was very friendly, very helpful, from New Delhi. I got in touch for his watch, the Moria, had a chat. He was very helpful. He showed me several pictures, like comparison pictures with other HMTs that he had, and he even told me to just take your time, relax, come back later and stuff. And I did come back the next day and buy it. So basically here, he's a collector, he's not a seller, he's collecting watches himself, and he had 2 of the same, so he was selling one. And we had a chat. He had a very low price, 1200. He even told me there was a slight mark on the glass, which was barely noticeable, but he was honest enough to tell me that. He even told me like the strap was a little narrower than the other straps on all of that. So I was very happy with him. I did not even ask for like negotiate the price or anything. It was only 1200. I said okay, I'm buying it. He gave me his payment details, Paytm, and I sent the money instantly. He instantly went out and uh, posted the watch via courier and sent me the tracking number. Like Thursday afternoon, like 4 p.m. I paid, and he, like within an hour or so, he showed me the receipts like the watch has been dispatched. And I got the watch Saturday afternoon, so less than 2 days later I had the watch in my hand. So I had a very great experience. If he has any more future sales, I'll be more than happy to buy from him. So again, my review is for him. There are other sellers, like I said, that you may want to consider, like the one I mentioned, this one here, Bhargav. I think he has like a very nice collection. He has sold a lot of his watches, and I've seen several posts from him. So yeah, do your like due diligence, because old watches, you can't guarantee their originality just by looking at pictures. And like I said, be very patient and take your time and set a tight budget. Don't go over the budget. Don't fall for the hype and buy something for 10,000 and then get disappointed. Start small. Like 1200, the watch I got for 1200 is giving me immense joy right now, because it's a mechanical hand wind watch. It's got this whole charm of every day getting up, winding it, and then setting the time and just wearing it on your wrist. It's a very nice size. It's a little on the smaller size compared to modern watches, but it is excellent nonetheless. So yeah, some more people here. Bharat Kumar, he also looks good. He has some very nice, as you can see, this is the Janta, the popular model. Looks very good, and as you can see, it's already sold. Then there is the Kohinoor. Again, have a look, very good condition. Glass looks spotless, looks original to me. Again, I'm no expert, but at first glance it looks good. He's asking 2750. Maybe you can talk, maybe see if they're willing to reduce the prices a little bit. You can see here they say no bill or box, so you have to do your own research. So this was the main group, which is the most active one I found, the HMT watch enthusiasts. The second group, which also is somewhat active, is the HMT watches. And you can see some people are complaining and stuff. So you have, what is this? Are they selling, or is it just, I think they might be selling, I don't know. So this one is 6.5K. This might be a rare limited one. So yeah, this one here, let's see. Good condition, all parts original, 1800, looks okay to me. Again, it's up to you, you have to do your research. Now this is one of the hyped models. So exchange request, I have HMT Himalaya with box, bill and warranty. I want HMT Blue Ice or Salmon Burst Kohinoor. So these are some of the newer colors. So they are exchanging theirs for another one. This is the automatic, I believe. New stock inbox if anyone is interested. Is it new or stock? I mean, the pictures don't seem that great. It's a quartz watch. Okay, I'm personally not interested in quartz. Okay, somebody is showing off their nice watch. Okay, another downsizing post. They have a bunch of watches here. Listing for sale, HMT Mechanical and Watches. Sona white dial. Okay, very good. Janta Bhel Edition 2650. Surya Arabic Gold. Okay, let's just open up a few. So very good condition. You can see some minor marks here, but that is to be expected. This looks very good as well. I like this strap because this is the same one I have. Surya again. I've not seen many of these, so you may have to search to see if this is like the original dial. Automatic. Pilot, again, this is an old one, but still very good condition. Hands, not too sure because they look very sort of free. I think they might have applied the loom freshly on this one. That is up to you if you think that takes away from the originality or not. This one looks good. Again, looks decent. I'm not a fan of this look, I mean, in terms of the Roman numerals and stuff, but otherwise the watch looks okay. Not sure about the originality of the hands. You can obviously check and ask people on the forum or even the seller themselves if there is anything different here. Most of them are honest and will tell you if there is any changes or differences. So again, they have a list of watches here and their prices. have they sold any of these? Okay, this is like 2 hours ago, so most of them are available. All of them are available. So you can see here the Sona is at 42.50. Gotham is 16.50, more reasonable price, and so on. So again, I could go all day for this, but this is basically what, see, you can see here shipping 16.80 sold. So this was a good one. This one is I think just a picture here, not like for sale. Yeah, this is the salmon color dial, which is quite popular right now. So these are the hyped models that will go for a lot of money. I'm personally not a fan of this color, so I'm okay with that. Glass looks a little beaten up. Okay, I don't see this strap working with this watch. This one here for sale, Pankaj, unused condition, 2500. It looks pretty good. I think it might have, again, mineral glass perhaps, but yeah, it looks like a very elegant, even though this has the Roman numerals, this one sort of works for me. And yeah, all right, so I think this video has gone long enough. So also one more tip, you see sometimes posts like this. These two were added to my collection recently, courtesy Manoj Kumar sir. He's an amazing personality with a passion for watches and bikes. Thanks a ton. So I've seen a lot of posts from Manoj Kumar selling his watches, and his watches look in very good condition. I even inquired about a watch. It was already sold out, unfortunately, but his stock is also excellent. So this way you can learn about the people who are trustworthy and whom you can buy your watches from. And you can see okay, this gentleman here, I've also been a fan of some of his posts and pictures, like this one here, Janta Milky White with box available. So looks brilliant. Shows the picture, condition is excellent. Just turn down the music, and yeah, look at this, very good. Now you'll have to DM them to check for prices, but again, they are a group expert, top contributor. I've seen several of their posts. Their watches look very good. I would be willing to consider picking one up from them. See if they have any more posts. Maybe their watches sold, because I saw several watches from them this morning. Let's just see if they have more. I'd seen quite a few from them, but at the moment I'm guessing they've either sold all of them. So we have Milky White ready to wear Kohinoor. Looks good. Again, look at the condition here, excellent. Shining gray, again, very good looking. This looks brand new, to be honest. Back cover, press owned, pre-owned, ready to wear. So yeah, even though it's pre-owned, it looks very good. Price is mentioned here, $29.95. Again, within my range, $22.55. So this is a gold dial. Okay, you may have to DM them for the prices on this one. Again, you can just have a chat, send them a message. Most of them are very responsive, they're helpful, they'll tell you the price and stuff. So you have to basically spend some time, get to know the groups, get to know the people, get to know what are the price ranges, which are the models that are hyped and going for a lot of money, which ones to avoid, and things like that. So all sorts of people here, just be patient, don't rush in. So let's quickly recap. So there's the HMT website, there are the two other websites that I bought the watches from, and there's the HMT groups here on Facebook. With these groups, you have to be a little more careful and wait a little bit more. Do your research, learn about the different dials and designs. Sometimes you may have to spend some time trying to figure out the authenticity, if that is important. And like I said, if you start with a tight budget, you are less likely to be disappointed. So if you start with, let's say, maximum 2,000 or 3,000 at the start, you are likely to not feel too let down if the watch doesn't turn out to be as you expected. So keep that in mind. Hopefully this was useful. I know this is a very long video, but I wanted to share as much as I can, and there's still a lot more I can share. So if you have more questions, feel free to drop them below. I'll try and explain as much as I know, because I've only been researching this for a month and a half or something. But I've been very happy with the three that I've got, because I did not pay a lot, and even if they are original or not original, it doesn't bother me. I got three excellent mechanical hand-wind watches, and that is the main thing I wanted. So anyway, thank you once again. I hope this was useful. See you next time.